Hello there, I'm Vince, and I'm going to be your guide in order to discover a little bit of Birgu, one of the three cities. Birgu became very important for the Knights of the Order of St. John, because in 1530, when they settled in Malta, they decided that this would be the best location to set up their headquarters. This was the place where they could keep an eye on their fleet, because Birgu is right in the middle of the main harbour of Malta. And through that time, through their stay in Malta, they added naval facilities, but also fortifications. Magnificent set of fortifications. And what I would like you to do is to come with me inside the city in order to appreciate the uniqueness of this maritime city called Birgu. Follow me. The Malta at War Museum. This is the best location to have such a museum, because Birgu, together with the other two cities of the three cities group, were heavily bombed during the Second World War. And here we've got an excellent museum describing various episodes and events and personalities during the Second World War. But part of the museum is the authentic rock-cut shelters where the local people went to live, some of them for 3 whole years, in order to survive the heavy bombing that occurred on Malta. And the rock-cut shelters are in the ditch of the old city of Birgu. If you follow me. And now we have in front of us the Inquisitor's Palace. This is a magnificent building, not because of its architecture, but because of its history, of its courtroom, the stories that we can learn from visiting these prison cells, the torture chamber, and many other apartments. This is one of the most fascinating buildings that we have in Birgu. And the stories that you can hear about it are incredible. Triq it-Tramuntana, North Street. It's a mixture of Maltese, our Semitic background to our language, and also influence of the Italian, Tramontana. Here we have it Tramuntana. But what's important over here is these narrow streets of Birgu, the medieval part of Birgu. Thank God that they were not destroyed during the Second World War. And besides that, within this context, you are going to see also fascinating buildings built by the Knights of St. John. And some of them were even earlier, like a window that we've got over here, which is a medieval style window. Everyone refers to it as the Norman window, but it is medieval, definitely. Oh, another fascinating thing here in Malta. You're going to find a lot of these door knockers. They're not all the same. Here we've got 2 very interesting symbols. Look, the 8-pointed cross, which is usually referred to as the Maltese cross, although that was the cross of the Knights of the Order of St. John. And then dolphins, associated with the Mediterranean. And Malta is right in the center of the Mediterranean. So therefore, both of them are telling us the connection of history, the culture, and also the Mediterranean Sea. Yes, that is Malta. Bob Dylan, Eric Clapton. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Well, there it is. There it is.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
And here we are on part of the fortifications of Birgu. And right behind me, besides the Grand Harbour, there is Valletta, the capital city. And that is where we are going when we finish from Birgu. Now, how are we going to get there? They haven't told me yet. I hope that they don't make me walk all the way to Valletta. See you down there. Hi, Victor. Okay, now I know how I am going to Valletta. That's the best way to cross the harbor. You make use of a traditional boat, what we refer to as the Maltese daisa. Come with me. We're going to the city. Welcome to the city of Valletta, and we are right in front of one of the three main entrances into Valletta. Originally built in the 16th century, but then the second half of the 19th century, it was pulled down, the original gate, and this much more decorative one was constructed during the reign of Queen Victoria of England. So, welcome to Valletta. Follow me. We have been asked quite a number of questions from your good selves. And these are very interesting because this is exactly what your guests really ask. So let's hear the first one.
Malta. That destination remains on my bucket list. I wonder when civilization began there and what proof can I find when I explore?
That's interesting. How old is Malta? Well, literally, Malta is 30 million years old. In geological terms, that is yesterday. But it is quite an interesting and fascinating island. And what we have to prove this is, first of all, the study of our rock, of our stratigraphy. But what have we discovered in our rock? Quite a lot of fossils, which are very interesting. But besides that, we have also discovered at a number of locations around Malta the remains of ancient extinct animals, when Malta was physically connected with Sicily and with Italy. So therefore, it's a different era before humans ever set foot on our islands. And now we come to the second question.
I'd like to know, why is there so much British influence in Malta?
British heritage in our streets. Well, I'm walking on one, this bridge, this iron bridge that we are looking at. They introduced, in the second half of the 19th century, they introduced the use of metal in our buildings, in our bridges. And not only that, look behind me, a telephone box. And in the streets of Valletta, of Malta, you can still use, if you want to, even telephone boxes. The typical English telephone boxes, and even letter boxes. some of them dating to Queen Victoria's time. And now, before I just leave you to hear some answers to your questions, I'm going to take a snack. Enjoy your time.
Well, thanks for that, Vince. And now we're going to take some questions from our friends and travel advisors.
How big is Malta, and how many nights would you recommend a U.S. traveler spend in Malta?
Hi everyone, I'm Jay Doughty. I work for the Malta Tourism Authority in the marketing department. Malta is a very small island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, covering just 122 square miles, and you can actually get from the north to the south in 1 hour drive. However, even though it's small, we have so much to see and so much to do, and a minimum of 5 nights stay is suggested.
What types of local crafts can one purchase?
Hi, my name is Antoine and I am a local artisan. In Malta we have everything from clockmaking, filigree, lace and of course carpets made in the traditional way, with sheep's wool. When you visit me, you can give it a try yourself.
What's the predominant religion in Malta, and what kind of experiences can we create around this?
Hello, I'm Robert Bahajar, organ builder, restorer, and organist. Roman Catholicism. We have so many different sacred spaces, from church caves to wayside chapels to village parishes such as this one. And what better an experience than to enjoy sacred organ music by myself with one of your visits. I shall now play the historic organ of Rendi Parish Church, where we are now, built in 1778 and which I restored in 2001.
How different is the island of Gozo from Malta, and do you suggest that somebody visit there on their trip as well?
Gozo, as an island, is different from Malta, although we're the same country. Gozo is less populated, less built, less developed. Life is much quieter here on the island. However, although quieter, we have had our fair share in history. On this island we have Gigantia temples, which are considered by UNESCO as the oldest freestanding building worldwide. Beauty is an asset to this island. We have beautiful beaches, remote beaches as well as places of natural interest.
What type of food would I be able to find if I visited Malta?
Merhaba, I am Carl, and cooking delicious food is what I do best. What better place than Malta, the melting pot in the Mediterranean? Here we have great seafood, wholesome stews, amazing wild herbs, and the best tomatoes in the world. It would be my pleasure to prepare something especially for you and your customers.
Can you tell me what are the months to travel to Malta for the best weather?
Jason from Exclusively Malta. Not like I need an introduction or anything. So what are the best months to travel to Malta? Well, frankly, we are a year-round destination, so any months of the year are perfect for your clients to visit. The spring and the fall, like other European destinations, are perfect for cultural explorations. If you're in search of the sun and the sea, obviously mid-June right to the end of October. And it's also a perfect time to enjoy a beautiful drink. However, if you're thinking of sending clients to Malta in January and February, one thing to keep in mind is that it could get a little cloudy and even a little rainy at times. So be aware of that.
Well, tough luck, Jason. It's sunny out here. I think Vince has finished his break. Let's see what he's up to.
And here we are on St. Barbara Bastion, one of the bastions of the city of Valletta. And we are in front of one of the unique and latest accommodation that we have in Valletta. And we are going to be shown around by Chandru. Follow me.
I'm going to give you a very brief summary of where I'm standing right now. I'm standing over here in the Iniala Harbour House and Residences. Right behind me, there's the amazing, picturesque Three Cities. But let's speak a bit about the Iniala Harbour House and Residences. These are two very old properties that were joined. They meet at the restaurant and at the reception. One part is hotel rooms, one part is residences. We want each and every client to experience various things. Obviously the beautiful views, the walks around Valletta, the capital city, and also lots of different things from our perspective as Iniala Harbour House and Residences. We focus on art, we focus on design. Right now I'm talking from Eye on the Harbour. Eye on the Harbour is a Michelin restaurant which is part of the Iniala Harbour House. And we also have the gym, which is also very, very beautiful from a design point of view. And we're going to have the spa, which will be ready in a few months' time. However, I'm going to take you around and show you the rooms so that you get a better idea of what I'm talking about. This is one of my favorite rooms. It has 3 beautiful balconies, all of them with a view. So you have a view from the bedroom, a view from the living room, and yes, a view from the bath. Just imagine a glass of champagne in your hand and looking at that view. If you notice, there's also the Palazzo Nobile, something typical in old Maltese buildings. There's this beautiful high ceiling over here, and as you can see, there's art throughout the room. And the design is made by an international designer, Autobahn, who did a marvelous job. Another beautiful suite in the Iniala Harbour House. And once again, just look how beautiful, artistic, and look at those views. Till now, we've seen rooms with sea views facing the 3 cities. However, in the Iniala Harbour House, there are 3 rooms that have city views, where you can actually look out and feel the hot, pulsating heart of the city. However, the design is throughout. I particularly love this room, the bath over here, and the whole design. Just have a look around and enjoy it. Now we're in one of the residences, one of the 4 residences. As you can see, they're much bigger than the Iniala Harbour House rooms. Once again, it's Autobahn. Just look at the design. This room never ceases to impress me. The art, look at the headrest. The design in the bathrooms. And this little touch, come and see this little plunge pool as part of the design. Follow me. So this is the last residence we're going to see today. So all the other designs were done by Autobahn. This is the penthouse. The penthouse was done by Acero, another well-renowned international designer. If you notice, it's a totally different feel. We've got the 3-dimensional ceiling. It took, again, over a year to actually place these very heavy slabs all the way from Gozo, literally just sticking from the roof. We've got a plunge pool, the jacuzzi with the views, beautiful kitchen, and it's a beautiful place to just come, chill out from this amazing terrace. As I mentioned earlier, we're very much into sport and fitness and wellness. There's design throughout, even in the gym. We've got the best machines in the market, whether we're talking about cardio or strength. We've got a functional room, and the art and design continues even in the showers and changing room. I've really enjoyed our little tour around the Iniala Harbour House and Residences, but now I think it's time to go back to Eye on the Harbour, our Michelin restaurant on the beautiful terrace, and join Vince and you for a glass of wine. Let's go.
And here we are, right at the end of this short tour of what you can see and enjoy while you are here in Malta. With this view right behind us, the 3 cities, crossing over with our typical Daisa, our water taxi, and then ending up on this magnificent terrace thanks to Chandru. Cheers, and before we close off, make sure that we'll see you here to enjoy this beautiful island of ours. Saha.
Saha.